And now it's time for the most entertaining, unpredictable prediction show on the face of the earth. It's NFL Weekly Predictions, starring Jason Powers, Jay Sizzle, and Steve Champagne. And now to your predictions.
All right, time for another weekly edition of NFL Weekly Predictions right here at
I hope it's weekly.
Sports here.
I hope it's weekly.
Yeah, it's weekly.
Because if it was monthly, then weekly predictions would be like really misleading.
Let me tell you what I'm thinking. Okay.
What are you thinking?
All right. Well, you can't see the clips now, but if you watch the intro to the show, and this is interesting. Okay, it's doesn't pertain to football, but it's boggling my mind. Okay. I started taking these vitamins late summer, August. My hair is growing. It hasn't grown in years. If you look at the
Seriously?
beginning of the show and all the clips, you'll see my hair was really short. Now I got fuzz on the top of my head. I got stuff over here. These GNC vitamins.
Come to think of it, I think you're right.
I'm like,
so
my hair is growing.
Fuzz on top of his head. I can see it on the camera.
My sides are coming in. I'm like, oh, these vitamins are kicking some butt. It's not Rogaine. It's a vitamin from GNC. So that's kind of interesting
You're gonna have
here.
to get a sponsor.
Right?
Yeah, we need a sponsor.
Who needs testosterone when you have
GNC.
vitamins?
I don't know. Maybe it's in there. I don't know what's in there. All I know is this. We got some football to talk about, and I'm really, really excited about this because last week was a super week of football. I mean, I can't think of four more intense,
Right.
I mean, these games, every game
Full of
was
drama.
intense except for the Packer game. Wasn't too intense for me. But we're going to be talking about the Packers in a minute. Jason, your thoughts?
Well, first, before I give you my thoughts, I kind of want to know how we did. How did we do this week? I know what I did.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you're the man this week.
All right.
Yeah.
So, yes, he is.
Mm-hmm.
No poopy hat for Jason.
No.
Oh, quit patting your own shoulder over there, goofball. Steve, you and I both went 2-2.
Yes, I know.
Jason went 4-4.
4-0.
4-0.
Or 4-0.
I got to go 4-4. There's only 4 games.
Yeah, 4-0. 4-0.
I went 4-0. Undefeated. Only undefeated week that we've had.
Yes, only undefeated week, but there was only 4 games to pick, so you know.
Okay.
Yes, so that puts Jason at 167, 80, and 1. You, Steve, at 168, 79, and 1. And I am at 165, 82, and 1.
Wow.
Wow.
It's still open. Even Sizzle could, if she goes against everything that you pick, she still could theoretically come back and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat.
Right.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I can only tell you this. I really don't care if I win. I'm going to tell you why. Because I won the most weeks, meaning that on a weekly basis, I won the pick segments more every week. I had that one bad week, and then every week I came back. But anyway, let's talk about what's going on now, because I know you're the champion. I know you're stone high on that. But we got the Packers. We got the Bucs.
Yeah.
We got a game going on up in Green Bay. What are your thoughts on the game? Tell us all about it, Jason.
Well, okay. What I'm about to say, you may come back to bite me. In fact, it probably will later in the broadcast. One problem that a lot of people had when they picked this game is they forgot about one of the cardinal truths of life. And I've been saying this, Steve. I honestly have. I've been saying this for several years now. There are 3 things that I have learned about life that are inescapable truths. Number 1 is death. Number 2 is taxes. And number 3 is you should never underestimate Tom Brady in the postseason. This guy gets it done. And this is why the Bucs went out and got him. And no, he didn't have a great game, but you know what? He led the team to victory. And so many people were counting the Bucs out. I was the only person this week that went with him in our group, and it was terrific to watch the old man do it again. I mean, he's 43 years old, and again, he didn't have his greatest game, and that's what worries me. Is I feel like he's reached his peak this season, but I mean, I guess this is the time to get to that. So, Steve, I'll just tell you right now. As much as I want to ride with Tom Brady and not forget one of the three inescapable truths, the Packers are just a better football team. They just are. And all due respect to Brady, and if the Bucs win this game, it will not shock me a bit. And I was really torn. I've gone back and forth a few times on this game. But in the end, I'm taking the Pack. I just think they are a better, more well-rounded team. They may not be as flashy, but they get the job done. Look for a big game from Robert Tonyan, who's a breakout star at tight end. Look for a lot of ground game from Aaron Jones. And, yeah, I'm going with the Pack. I've got them by, I'm going to say 2 points. I'm thinking Pack 27, Bucs 25. The spread is
3.5.
3.5, and that's to the Pack. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to cover the spread. This is going to be a ball game again.
51.5 is the over/under.
If Brady had looked a little better and had a better game last week, then I would probably ride with the Bucs. But he really didn't look that great. Aaron Rodgers is probably coming off the finest season of his career. What is he, 32 years old now? He's basically...
No, he's up there. He's a lot older than that.
He's past the peak of what most people consider to be the prime years of an NFL quarterback. And he had probably his greatest season ever.
He is 37.
He's 37.
Yes,
Whoa.
sir.
Okay,
Yeah, I thought he was
way wrong.
38, actually. But
Well, see, it threw me because when he got drafted, he spent, 3 seasons on the bench? And I forget about that sometimes. I mean, that counts. Service time counts. But he barely threw a pass in his first 3 years over there. But, I mean, he's getting up there, and he still had that great of a season. And he's probably going to end up being the MVP. And, kudos. Personally, if I was voting for MVP, I'd probably go with Derrick Henry. But I can totally see Aaron Rodgers winning it. I can see that he deserves it. I'm taking the Pack in this game. What do you got?
well, a lot of things that you talked about, I can discuss a little bit. I don't want to get too lengthy here on this show, but
Well, there's only 2 games, so.
I don't want to get too lengthy here. I know a lot of people out there, if you like football, we'll give it to you right now. Here we go. You got Tom Brady, who I didn't think he looked that bad. Personally, he granted, Mike Evans caught one pass, Gronk caught one pass, Antonio Brown caught one pass. Everybody was catching one pass because the ground game. Leonard Fournette caught 4 or 5 passes. The ground game was doing okay. The turnovers are really what helped the Bucs win that game. Not
Sure.
and I don't think the Packers are going to turn the ball over.
This is going to be a lot of defense. I mean, people are expecting a high-scoring game. This is going to be an under. Take the under on this game. Please, trust me on this. Do not take the over.
Well, you might take the under, but I don't think it's going to be as close as you think. We talked about this. See, I have a problem with these 2 games. And I'm just going to tell you. First off, what did we say? The away team is kicking butt this year. Okay, so that means Brady has the advantage because he's the away team, right?
I don't know if I'd say that.
But that's it. But then the other side of the coin is it's hard to beat a team twice in one season, and the Bucs beat them earlier in the season, so advantage Green Bay. Now, when you really look at this, I don't trust Tampa Bay's defense. I just don't trust it. You can't sit here and tell me that if Drew Brees doesn't turn the ball over, if they don't turn the ball over 4 or 5 times in that game, you can't tell me that the Saints lose this game. You just can't. I know Drew Brees looked bad. He couldn't throw the ball very far down the field. It took Jameis Winston to throw a 50-something yard pass down the field just to get this thing going. And, Taysom Hill. Right. I mean, I just don't see Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to have a problem with that. I mean, you got Tonyan, like you mentioned. You have,
Yeah, Tunyan's really, he's broken out. He is the man.
Well, they got a wide receiver there.
Well, of course they got Devontae Adams, obviously. But, look for the Bucs to be trying to double up on him, when they can in that game. And that's going to open up opportunities for
Tunyon and
Robert Tonyan.
Aaron Jones running the football.
Yep.
I don't think the Bucs can stop the Packers. I think the Packers are going to learn from what they did the last time, and I think it's going to be heartbreak for Tampa Tom and the Gronkaneers.
And let's not overlook the fact that the Packers defense has been pretty impressive lately, and they've done well against the run. And I think as much as respect as I have for the Tampa Bay Bucs running game, I mean they've been pretty hot lately. Whether whichever back is running, it doesn't even seem to matter. It's like whoever they give the ball is getting 6-7 yards carry and dragging 3 or 4 guys with them. I don't see that happening against Green Bay. I think Green Bay's run defense is better than that.
Well, I don't know about Green Bay's defense actually, but maybe Sizzle has some inside thoughts. We haven't asked.
Yeah, we haven't asked. Let's get some sizzle.
Let's get some sizzle in here. Sizzle, what do you got?
I like
on
some
this?
sizzle with my steak.
As far as defensively, I'm not really sure what the stats are, honestly.
We haven't looked them up. Well, you be looking them up while we're talking.
I know. I have passing yards per game, passing yards against per game, rushing yards against, rushing yards
So
per.
where do the Packers rate?
Well, in passing yards per game, the Bucs rank 4th.
I don't believe that.
Well,
They have
Earlier in the season, they were good.
298.5.
they were very good early in the season.
The Packers are 11th at 268.7 yards. Passing yards against per game, the Bucs are 21st. Green Bay is 7th. Okay. But when we get to rushing yards and total yards, that's where things change. I forget where they playing at. They're playing in Green Bay.
Yes.
Okay, so it's Tampa
Frozen tundra.
at Lambeau. Yes, is that correct?
Right.
Frozen tundra
Okay,
of Lambeau.
so rushing yards per game, Tampa is 28th, and Green Bay is 8th. Okay, rushing yards against per game, Tampa is first with 80.56, and Green Bay is 13th.
All right.
Hold on, but wait, there's more. Total yards per game, Tampa is 11th, Green Bay is 5th. Total yards against, Tampa is 6th, and Green Bay is 9th.
All right. Now we get back to the game, which I haven't predicted yet. The Packers are a superior team. They have a superior quarterback. I don't know about a superior coaching staff. They got superior stars, I think. And I just don't see them losing this game. I'm rooting for Tampa Tom. I want him to do the impossible. I want him to win. I want him to go to the Super Bowl. I want him to win the Super Bowl in Tampa.
Yeah, it would be great to see them hosting their own Super Bowl. It would. It's going to happen someday. I just don't think it's going to be this year.
Excuse me, what did I say last week? And you were like, no.
Well,
it could happen.
It will happen,
happen.
just not this year.
And I'm like,
Well, I'm picking the Packers to win this game because, and the reason I'm picking the Packers is because of what I said last week, which I was totally wrong. History.
I was wondering if you were going to bring this up.
I was going to history. The Bucs, no one's ever hosted a Super Bowl, so I'm going to say that's not going to happen. I've got to go with history. The away team, is winning more, so the Bucs got the advantage there. Hard to beat a team twice, so the Packers got the advantage there. Nobody's hosted a Super Bowl. Packers got the advantage there. They got the better quarterback. They will win this game. End of discussion. Sizzle, who you got?
I am picking Green Bay as well. However, one other last thing as far as stat leaders go, Tom Brady leads in
Air distance.
passing yards
Well,
with
of course.
46-33 against Aaron Rodgers, 42-99. But when it comes to rushing yards, Ronald Jones Jr., second, I don't know.
Yeah.
Against Aaron Jones, Ronald Jones, Aaron Jones.
All these Joneses.
Yes, they're keeping up with the Joneses over here. Ronald Jones has 978. Aaron Jones has 1104. And as far as receiving yards, Mike Evans has 1,006, and Devontae Adams has 1,374.
Some ungodly number.
Right. It's
Yes.
some ungodly
That's
numbers here. But
insane.
we're all taking the Packers in this game.
Yep.
Okay, let me ask. How big do you think, both of you, what kind of point spread do you think it's going to be? The Pack win by how many points?
I say the Pack win by at least 10.
Whoa! Okay. Sizzle?
Oh, I don't know. 7 comes to mind.
Okay. Would
But
it
that's
shock
just a
you, though?
touchdown. That's one touchdown.
Would it really surprise you that much if the Bucs won?
No.
Okay.
No, because nothing shocks me anymore after 2020. Nothing shocks me.
You know what's going to shock you, though, is that at the end of the game, you know who's going to win? The Cowboys. That's going to shock you.
Somehow they'll find a way to
Somehow.
They'll
It's
be-
2020, baby.
I'll see it. I'll see it right
I
there.
keep remembering that one Super Bowl commercial a few years ago. Who was it? Oh, damn it.
If you can't remember, we can't talk about
Yeah.
it.
Well, I'll try to remember it before the next
segment.
video.
All right, we
Yes.
got one more segment. We got to talk about the Bills and the Chiefs. This is an interesting game, and I'm going to tell you what we're going to say about that will be absolutely shocking. You'll want to check that out right here on NFL Weekly Predictions from TCS Sports.